Hi. Hi friends. So this week's MamaPop video roundtable is about your experiences driving a car. So I am getting ready to go to Target to buy new bras because this dog that looks so sweet and innocent chewed up all of my bras except one, the one that I'm wearing. But driving. The very, very first night I had my driver's license in a car, my 16th birthday, July 11th, 1996, Urbandale, Iowa, totally got pulled over probably a mile and a half from my parents' house, not 12 hours into having an actual license because I didn't know how to turn the lights on the car I was driving, which was my parents' car. So, got pulled over. It was summer, so it was kind of like dusky. And I got pulled over, so in Urbandale, Iowa, which is a suburb of Des Moines, in the mid-90s, basically people would go hang out there was this McDonald's parking lot, and next to a K's merchandise. I don't know if you know what that is, but and so there's this big parking lot next to McDonald's, and everyone would park their cars up there in the summer, and like that's where people would meet up and eat fries and do teenage things before going to drink on the back roads or whatever. So I got pulled over right by McDonald's, so everybody in Urbandale, Iowa got to see me pulled over on the very first night. I had my license for driving without my lights on. So teach your kids to drive with the lights on, I guess. I still suck at driving. One semester in college I got 3 speeding tickets in one semester, and the only reason I didn't lose my license is because some of them were in Iowa and some of them were in Missouri, and I guess they just didn't check. And ever since then I've been paranoid to drive because I always think I'm going to get pulled over. So my husband and I drive lots of places. We've driven from St. Louis out to the West Coast and Seattle. We love road trips, go on road trips all the time, but I hardly ever drive, except like if we're pulling an all-nighter and then he starts to get delirious, then sometimes I drive, which I've done many times. Let me think for a second about something maybe more interesting than that, and I'm also trying to intake some caffeine, so hold on. Also, one time in high school, actually it was right after I graduated, my friend Rob and I were going to our soccer coach's funeral, which we were actually kind of excited about because we're heartless bastards, but also because we lived in Des Moines, Iowa, and had never been to a Jewish funeral. So we were really excited about that because we heard that they fed you. Anyway, so we were driving to our high school soccer coach's funeral in a torrential, crazy downpour, and my tailpipe fell off of my car right in front of our high school. That's really not that great a story now that I tell it. Oh, Nico's giving you a shout out, raising the roof. But actually one maybe better story. Before I even drove, when I was 15, my friend Kim turned 16, and we wanted to go watch our boyfriends play football in Newton, Iowa, which is like an hour from Des Moines. It's not weird that like kids would drive there to go to a game or something. Anyway, so on our way there, we stop at a gas station like in the town before we go to the football game, and Kim's car won't start. And it was like a early 90s Corsica that her mom had given us to drive because it was the good car and she wanted us to be safe on the way there. Anyway, the car wouldn't start at all. So we got a jump at the gas station, drove to the game, which we shouldn't have done. We probably should have just turned around and drove right back to Des Moines. And my boyfriend at the time's dad said he would give us a jump on the way home. So we get the car jumped after the football game, do our whatever football girlfriend bullshitty jockey thing that I used to do, and start to get on the way home, start to get on the interstate to drive back to Des Moines, and all of Kim's interior electronics start flickering. And then we see cherries in the back. So not only are we getting pulled over, but this car is just like basically having a Cylon meltdown, and we're 15 and 16 years old and have no concept of what to do at all because we are suburban children who have no sense of self-efficacy at all. So we pull over, but we don't turn off the car, and the cop, it's like a sheriff or something, I don't know. He's like, oh, just go to the next exit, keep driving, go to the next exit. Because he pulled us over like on the on-ramp. So we go to the next exit, which is a couple miles down. The car is like not going fast. There's no radio, whatever. Total failure. Get off at the next exit, and it's totally like middle of nowhere, scary Deliverance style. Nothing around except this abandoned like gas station that now is a porn store. And the sheriff basically is like, well, I can't give you a jump, and there's nothing I can do for you because this exit's not my jurisdiction or some shit. And he left us there at like 10:30 at night and was like, I'll just radio your parents when we get home. This is before cell phones, whatever. This is like 1995 probably. So definitely didn't have any cell phones with us. So this grown-ass man who was supposed to be a law enforcement officer left a 15, 16-year-old girl on this freaking like molester exit, soon to be home of a sex shop in the middle of like rural Iowa, and just told us he'd get in touch with our parents and get back to us. So we're just hanging out, nothing to eat, nothing to do, in this car waiting for some kind of help to arrive. Car pulls up, not sure if it's going to be like someone who's going to abduct us and then sell us into slavery or whatever. This happens to be like the county sheriff, whoever's jurisdiction it is. This is like hours later. He finally stays with us until our parents, Kim's mom, comes and picks us up. And she was crazy livid, and we didn't get home until 1 in the morning. And our parents just couldn't believe that they would just leave a 15 and 16-year-old girl to their own devices in the middle of nowhere. And when I think about that, that's fucking crazy nuts that did happen. Can you imagine the outrage if like some mom blogger's child was left in the middle of nowhere by the police to wait for them to come? I mean, that wouldn't even happen. That wouldn't even happen now. So yeah. That's really all I can think about. I suck at driving. I hate driving. I don't ever want to drive if I don't have to. But I can drive, and I haven't lost my license yet. Knock on wood. So yeah, that's about it. I do like to sing really loud, and whenever I get pulled over, it's usually because I'm singing and not looking at the speedometer. That could be my problem. Anyway, hi Aiden. Bye Aiden. See you guys. Nico wanted to say goodbye. Nico is named after Nico Case. She has many boyfriends. Look. Say hi. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Also, fun driving memory. Canadians probably can identify with this. I feel bad for you if you grew up without snow and you didn't know the pleasure that was doing illicit donuts in a parking lot at night in a bunch of snow and then maybe careening into a snowbank.